it from our English for you. There isn't a specific word like this to define the action in the Eastern world, but the Western world had created a vocabulary that means they are more conscious of their canceling behavior than us Eastern people.
I only heard of it once before. I feel truly excited since this is a social problem that I had never had a chance to understand.
In fact, before doing this project, I knew nothing about cancel culture. When I first got to know it, I thought that it's a kind of phenomenon that happened in social media, and it would definitely bring some harm to certain people.
To be honest, I didn't know what it was before doing some research.
I have heard about cancel culture once before, but I didn't know what it is exactly. First, I thought it was a justice action. People can speak out for themselves.
I have heard of it on a YouTube video, but initially I thought it was just a normal and catchphrase that describing the phenomenon happening in this society, so I didn't pay too much attention to it until we decided to dig into it.
I knew this word before the project, but I thought that it was just a fancy word about a cool teenage stuff.
I've heard of cancel culture before. However, I thought it's just a negative phenomenon that ruins people's life and career.
I think cancel culture is an approach to reflect people's thoughts, but it turned out to be a killer, not a symbol of justice anymore. People use mean words and terrible actions to hurt people who say something they disagree with. We can punish the sin by using the whole power from the public. However, the power is extremely strong and unpredictable. We have to think twice before we let out our words.
As we dig more into cancel culture, I feel the situation is getting more complicated. I think cancel culture can be described as a double-edged sword. Despite the fact that cancel culture can be the critical way to express citizens' feelings, it often driven into danger, giving extreme tortures to others.
I realized that the original purpose of cancel culture is good, and it uses the power of public to confront those who commit evil things and to punish them. But after that, cancel culture is gradually moving towards an increasingly extreme point. Netizens begin to hurt specific people and try to make them disappear. They even go to great lengths to do it.
It expands the power of the internet, and it is an achievement of social justice. However, it also builds a certain model which is misidentified as the only one truth and forces everyone to follow.
Cancel culture does harm and good because people use internet to cancel people who have different opinions with them fiercely.
Elected well, how strongly it influences the society when people team up to call for a request. And it can have a huge and incredible impact. It already become a weapon for people to fight against those who have different positions or opinions to them. It might be controlled by some specific groups that they aim to lead the society to misunderstand this truth.
Well, cancel culture is quite an interesting topic to talk about. Is it a negative thing? I'd say that it still has some pros to talk about, such as blowing the whistle and raising public awareness. But when hatred overflows, cancel culture will turn into an extremely wicked evil.
I think that cancel culture does more harm than good. Like a man's whole career can easily be ended if they become a victim of cancel culture.
I read plenty of English articles and also wrote lots of articles by myself. On top of that, I even created a game with my team members. To be honest, the whole project is exhausting, but I will never regret being in this team.
I think my biggest improvement from the team project is to re-ask myself whether the events correspond to the definition. By revising the final result, I get to think deeper and at the same time challenge myself to become a better person at cooperation and communication.
I learned a lot about different aspects of cancel culture through different ways such as text analytics, searching, and so on. And I cooperated with my team members. And here is a suggestion that I want to say. Proper use may produce good results, but people use it as a tool to manipulate or harm others, then the cancel culture loses its original meaning.
Actually, I learned a lot. As a researcher, I learned how to stress the essential from articles and write down the comparison between different examples. During the project, I think there are still lots of problems that cancel culture should improve, such as limiting the freedom of speech and the fierce actions for cancellation.
I think we should behave wisely on the internet more and don't judge people without thinking on the internet.
I know how important it is to be calm when encountering some controversial issues in order not to be lost in others' words. I think it is really important for all of us to have our own point of view instead of following others' thoughts and emotional comments.
It's a pleasure to be in such an amazing group. I think the main problem about cancel culture is the carelessness of replying to others. We are responsible for what we say.
Like not only do we have a deeper understanding of cancel culture, and we even learn how to and how much work it takes to make a game with an interesting plot.
I want to express my appreciation to all my team members. You guys are so reliable, creative, and sufficient. Thanks for all your support. In addition, our teacher Jocelyn gives us many instructions. Always be passionate and professional. You are our greatest backing.
I really appreciate that I can work with my group members. They are all excellent and warm friends that support me to keep going on. Also, I especially thank teacher Jocelyn. She dedicated herself to giving us suggestions and spent a lot of time revising our project.
First of all, I would like to thank all my group members for their dedication in our project. I do know that all of them tried hard to demonstrate our project in an innovative way. Second, I'm grateful to our teacher Jocelyn. She spares no trouble to advise us, help us revise our works, and always cared about us. I believe that our efforts will be seen.
First, I want to thank Jocelyn for leading us. She has spent lots of time teaching and giving us useful advice. Team Ice Cream and Team Meter are also my comrades in arms who gave us so much help. Hope our efforts pay off in the presentation and all of us can enter our ideal colleges in the future.
First, I want to thank all of my team members because we all tried our best to do this project as well. And thank teacher Jocelyn because we wouldn't succeed without your help.
I would like to appreciate all my group members. The project couldn't be carried out without their cooperation. And our key player and instructor, teacher Jocelyn. Thank you for letting us try everything we wanted to do and always provided lots of useful suggestions that make our project more complete. And it is so lucky and so nice to have you guys preparing the project with me.
Well, once again, I would like to appreciate all of my group members. Dina, Jamie, Olivia, Allison, Hannah, Felicity, and Arthur. You guys are the best!
First, I would like to give a big thanks to my group members. The cooperation with you guys are amazing. And also, I would like to thank teacher Jocelyn for guiding us through the whole process.